Hello, guides. Hello, goddesses. Welcome to Psi Divine. I hope all is well with you and yours. So I'm not 100% sure what the message is. Let me just say that off the top. But I do know that there is a message here for someone who needs it. My first sensing was silence. I get silence. I get suffering in silence, the suffering that happens in silence, and oh, isn't that lovely? They just start the lawn stuff right now. Okay, and I know this is a message now because whenever there is a true message here, distraction hops in. So, yeah, let's find out what this is. For whoever needs it, this may be split into masculine and feminine. I just don't know. Let's see what's here for whoever needs it. But I do also get the sense of someone needing to be quiet, or reminders to stay in a silent balance. Stay silently balanced. Okay, I don't know. So let's see. Messages for the collective. That's what I'm going to start with first. So let me put that in. And please forgive the lawn sound in the background, but that's how I be knowing it's a message. So, for the collective. Nope, I dropped one. Okay. Keep going. Lots of distraction. Airplane flying over. For the collective. Message for the collective. I need to know. Definitely something being hidden. I get the sense of the word look through. Look through. Okay. Okay, we get level up. There's a question here too. No blanks. And that's not a word, so this isn't the full message. But starting right off the top, we get level up. Ice. Level up. Go ice. As I said earlier, this might be a reminder to be silent. I also just saw a sweater too, so somebody may be purchasing something new and nice. Price gouging. So maybe you need to double check before making a furry purchase of some sort. And I don't know about you, but yes, you should look more than one place before you pay a lot of money for anything fuzzy furry. Okay. So some of you are getting your next up in line, because there's a Q that's like a marker, and that's in like production, creating things that go on film, and then there's a Q in order. Next up to watch something, next up to see something. Can order. So, guys or goddesses, whoever this is for, the next leveling up process involves silence, and this may mean having to distance yourself from people who haven't ascended, who haven't gone through the point of ascension. You will know them. They're still combative. They're still in the early 2000s of their thoughts and behaviors and actions. They have not ascended. They can't. These are the people that are just stuck in their energy. You know who they are. If you're going through this and this is your data at this time, these are the people around you who truly, you can see them. They aren't going forward. They're just not. And so this is evidence of alternative timelines. And there are alternative timelines that can happen right next to a timeline that ain't going nowhere. There's time, like I said in the last reading, there's a timeline that can go one direction, and then there's timelines that don't move at all. There are escalators, the stairs, the moving stairs at the mall, right? Sometimes they work, other times they don't. And when they don't work, when those timelines aren't moving you up the stairs to the next level, what do you have to do? You have to move your own feet. You got to climb. You have to desire getting up to that next level, and it is an independent process. Unless, in most situations, it's an independent process. You have to choose the steps. So those who haven't chosen the ascension or the awakening, those who haven't come out of their chaotic energy or don't even see a way out, don't want a way out, still want to keep up with the chaos shit, those who are there, they're on the escalators that aren't moving. Okay? Those escalators don't move. They ain't moving their feet. Okay? Yours is going. It's going. It was here and then you're gone, right? But then the other escalator is just like not moving. So whoever's over here on this one that's not moving, they have to make the choice to move forward, upward and onward on their own. No more help, no more guidance. Fuck that shit. Done. It's a wrap. So whatever goes with staying on that escalator that ain't moving, whatever goes with that, that's for them to deal with. It is for you to silently remove yourself from that energy. Step back. Also, another way of phrasing it, let people learn their own lessons on their own. This is no longer giving good advice to those who you can clearly see ain't taking it. Those who can clearly see elevation and the potential to go upward. Those who can clearly see that's available to them, that it exists around them, that it's happening for everybody else, and they ain't making no moves. You can't hold their hands anymore. So this is where the silence comes in at. And it's not silence to cause harm to anybody. It's silence so that you can continue going upward. Because in order to even communicate with the one or them, those that are on the non-moving escalator, in order for you to even communicate with them, You have to turn around, look downward, yell, or you have to go backward. Or, did you hear me? You have to go backward. You have to walk back down the escalator, or you got to get on the one that ain't working and choose to go back down. You can do that if you like, but I don't know if that's a good thing. Let's see what's going on, feminine energies. Messages that you need at this time. Just a reminder, this feels like a little bit of a cosmic slap on the back of the head. Nothing major, just a little pop, like, hey. Ooh. Okay. So you've got this leader energy here, controlling things, making decisions, and again, based on, to me, the angle of the cards. That's what I'm sensing, leader energy. But having to go against those who might be jealous, envious, those who may want to cause harm. They may enjoy your hard work because they can somehow make a game out of it, or they can steal it. For some reason, some of you might have somebody who steals for the group, is what I heard. Oh, but then there is justice, right? This is balance. And in some situations, those getting even. Or the universe getting even, making things even. And so there's this okay, the only words I'm getting, I don't even understand all of that. Karmic prophecy fulfilled. Karmic prophecy. It's over. And so the universe has taken back the gift for some. Guides, goddesses, some people, though you are aware of higher level data, you're aware of that ascension. Those around you who have tried to cause harm or confusion, they don't know that data. But they were meant to know it. They were meant to experience it for themselves. That doesn't mean they were supposed to walk with you, but they were supposed to experience it. And because they chose the escalator that wasn't moving, well, the universe is like, okay, I mean, if you don't want to make moves up the escalator that's moving naturally with fairness and balance, if you don't want to take that escalator ride, well, you could stand right here on this one and be lazy. You could stand right here on the one that's not moving. You don't have to move your feet, and you can complain and be jealous and envious and attempt to cause problems for everyone else whose escalator is going upward. The problem is you can't make trouble forever because that escalator is taking others up. So the ability to access them becomes more and more impossible the higher up they ascend. And so what the chaotic ones who choose to stand on the non-moving staircase there, what they're getting at this time is heartbreak. They're getting some suffering, some suffrage. That's the word I'm going to go with. Some suffrage. And the universe is giving them new levels of excess. A lot. much. This can be in the thought. This can be in the lack of growth around them. This can be in the lies that they've cast forward on you or anyone else. Other people are seeing that. Those who are ascending see that bullshit. Oh, they see it. And they see it in someone who they thought wasn't that crazy or wasn't that dark and devious. And they move away. And that is a choice you see in the cards here. Oh, I don't have a pen anywhere. Okay. Hold on. I've got my pencil. Okay. All right. So you can see in the card here, there's energies in the back that are talking. And they're talking about the one that has chosen to not only not go up the moving escalator towards the new world, they took a seat. They sat down. The dogs are like, you coming with us? We're going upward. There's even a young child here waiting for someone to make the ascension so that they can meet them again. And they're still in their feelings. They're still being selfish. They're still being chaotic. And they're aging faster for doing it too. Guys, goddesses, I feel that's another reason for you to stay back. And the gift is being blocked. There is no more forward movement. There is no more gift to receive. The growth, technically, even if we want to, I don't know why I just heard it, the Garden of Eden. Someone, I know this is a weird way to say it. If there was a Garden of Eden, such data. Goddesses, those of you who have made the ascension, move to the next level. You've got your higher thoughts. You're not fucking with nobody. You're not causing chaos. Those of you who have chosen the higher path of self, you're outside of the Garden of Eden. I know written in the Bible, the outside of the Garden of Eden is a bad, horrible place. Guess what? That's where you've been. So you have ascended above that to the level that hasn't been mass distributed in books for you to read. You've chosen a higher path, going beyond the earthbound chaos. All that you've been told, technically, religiously, is that beyond that Garden of Eden, it's bad, it's fire, it's burning, all this stuff. But the garden is where the snake was at, right? The garden is where the food was at, the greed, the thirst, the wander, the incest. That's where that happened at. And then they go out. They supposedly get cast out into this dark place. But in order for them to even replicate and go out there and do all those things, they had to go through some pretty messed up stuff. But once they got the knowledge, they went on to replicate. They went on to duplicate, to connect, to make other connections, to make families expand. And here we are. The only way for that to have even happened, well, they had to go through some really messed up chaos, some dark stuff, man. But here we are, so there's a choice. We're aware there's a choice. They could have stayed in the garden, ate nothing, wandered nothing, and just expired hungry. They could have starved to death, because we know the body needs nourishment. And in order to even get nourishment, there must be some knowledge on where nourishment is, what it is. What is nourishment versus what is junk? What is harm? What is foul? What is good? There must be a question for that to even be a process, right? The illumination begins with a question, a desire for knowledge, not a desire for chaos, a desire for knowledge, not a desire to cause harm, a desire for sustenance, strength. life. Those who do not desire that, well, they choose Eight of Swords. They choose being trapped. And it's self-inflicted. They choose it. This is the person on the rooftop waiting for God to come and save them, talking about God and completely dismissing the helicopter that shows up to save them, completely dismissing the person in the boat who rose up all tired with their boat and an extra life jacket. Get in. No, I'm waiting on God. I'm waiting on exactly this thing that is an illusion. I'm waiting for this specific event. Guess what? Well, you got to walk away from some things. Eight of Cups, Eight of Swords. And instead of walking towards higher ground, where one would be safe, you see, there's all this land that is unknown. And it would require walking away from old ideas, old connections that are not a part of the ascension process. It takes walking away from that and choosing higher ground. But the one who doesn't choose that, well, they just go to the rooftop. And there they wait for an absolution that will never come. Because they don't see it. For some of you, your haters, the chaotic ones on the escalator that ain't moving, they're having troubles around the home. They're having troubles around the home, and they may be in a very even darker, more callous energy where they're dealing with them. They may be very stuck in their heads. And something has them in a situation where they have to be, if they're not being honest, it's a situation that's known to others. It's a situation that's visible to others. Their issues. Guides and goddesses. Your haters may be trying to make an offer to someone, or hoping that an offer is made. Trying to make a connection to get... Oh, they're still playing games is what I'm saying. Even though they're trying to make connections and need assistance in the next... To get to... Sorry. All the buzzing's driving me nuts. Even though they may need help to get to the next ascension, to the next level, they're still playing games. And the problem is they don't get to ascend until they make amends. Be honest, stop the game, stop playing, stop causing harm to others. They have to go through that dark experience. I mean, they can't go through some of the stuff that you went through, guides and goddesses. They can't go through that. But they do have to make some changes in order to get that wheel to turn. Ooh. So maybe they're seeing that at this point, but they're not ready to admit it because there's still the devil here. Hold on. One of y'all's haters, troubles, this can't even be an ex. They're getting cut off from something. They're getting contained. They're getting contained. Oh, interesting. Others may be seeing that too. It's something that, okay, so somebody's got a problem, the one that ain't going up the escalator, one of y'all's people that is not going up the escalator, they worked really hard for something, and that's being taken back. The demonic energy they pushed forward is what's blocking them. So there's a major loss for one of y'all's haters. Ooh. Hard work does not always pay off when the hard work is chaos. Okay. Just be aware one of them may be trying to come forward with or wanting a new start. Someone may be wanting a reset with you. Make an offer, but it's garbage. It's garbage. And they haven't advanced. Very childish behavior. For some of you, for somebody, this is somebody who thinks they can compete with you. They don't know you're protected. True, yeah. They're protected in the land of stupid. Okay. So we're going to call the the escalator that ain't moving, it's the land of the lost. It really is. And that's where they're stuck. That's where they're stuck. Very childish energy. And there's judgment for that. One of y'all's folks in the land of the lost, they may be dealing with judgment or like a behavioral correction of some sort from a parental unit. Someone higher up in the family, someone who is able to look down upon. It's like a parent finally recognizing that their kid has not ascended. It's like family members realizing that the child is not, someone in their family has not ascended. And so they've grown tired, not really that interested, but it's like others very close are really seeing the problem. Ooh, they see the problem, and they see the recklessness in the one that isn't going upward and onward. Let's see what's going on in their mind at this time. What I just heard was the next X. Ooh, okay. So does somebody have an ex-partner or a lover relationship, and now you guys hate each other? Is that, or you, okay. What's going on in the mind of the one not moving, on the non-moving escalator? Well, they may be lying about you to others. They may be pretending to be just fine in front of others. It is visible. That's in their imagination that they're holding it together. Not quite the case. Okay? They may be in a place of fear, but it's their outward expression looks like just lies, dark. People can see that they're not on the moving escalator going upward. One of them in the land of the lost, I just heard somebody telling someone that they need help. Because somebody's speaking in a way that sounds fantastic, fantasy, weird, bad focus. Someone being very excessive. We get Libra energy in reverse. Somebody sounds greedy. Somebody is doing something that others may be thinking is borderline criminal or just really, really wrong. And then we get chosen karma. Someone choosing an imbalance that creates a wall for themselves. And so there's a lack of self-control because someone wants to still play games. And they're playing them on that escalator that's not moving. Look. So there's no trust. There's only walls and downward motion. Others can see it. Okay? Others can see it. It doesn't look sane anymore. Others are seeing that in that person's communication, just in their communication, it sounds like bad behavior, crazy. The words of a hater, the one who operates with a hidden agenda at all times, waiting to just stab somebody in the back or do dark stuff. It's visible to the others. Somebody has control issues. 111. Okay? This is the dangerous, dark energy that one may express upon pretty much anybody who comes in their direction. The constant liar. The one who sits on that escalator that ain't moving, and then they be lying about why the escalator ain't going nowhere. And the people who are on the escalator going upward are like, what do you mean? We can clearly see why the escalator's not going anywhere, because your ass ain't ascending. You chose that. Literally, everybody has chosen their path. You've chosen to not be an agent of chaos, or you can stand here, on the bottom step right there where everybody starts there, but the choice to go upward and onward is up to the self. So that doesn't stop you from seeing, glancing over to the side and noticing those who have chosen to not get on the moving escalator. The ones who have chosen to sit down on the other set of steps that ain't going nowhere. I can assure you, when they do cut the power back on for that other escalator, we all know how this works, right? They don't put two escalators next to each other that are going in the same direction. They're going in opposite directions, right? So when the other escalator starts up, it's going down. Now, guides, goddesses, you know that. You know this. They don't. Guess what? You're too far up the escalator to turn around and let them know. So mind your business. Okay? Mind your business. In silence. Because not only do they go in a downward motion, not only do they stay static sitting on those steps, everybody connected to them does also. Okay? So you've had the experience, you've dealt with the challenge. It's hard to even notice competition from the top level of that moving escalator, right? Kind of hard because you're busy. You're busy looking up. At the bottom of the deck, the honesty, right? the honesty of it all. People see them and nothing changes. Like 8 at the bottom, 8 at the top. So you are mastering a new level, guides and goddesses. Those of you who are no longer expressing bad chaos upon others, ill wishes. You're just doing your own thing and you feel in yourself. You know what that is. Okay? Let the others master themselves, their own control. And they let them do it from that non-moving staircase. That's not even your data. They have chosen the lower cycle. They've chosen it. Okay? That's their ego. And what do you get? You get a recycle of that data. Rerun. Rerun. Ooh. And for those who are still denying responsibility, still not willing to make amends, get right with you, apologize, try to heal the energy, those who haven't done it, welcome. They sit on the staircase. Listen, every time they watch somebody go up and above and beyond them, they see an opportunity to elevate, to experience the escalator. If they still choose to sit down and be mad about it, not your data. Think trap for them. That's their choice, not yours. So you can no longer hold their hands. Wait patiently with hope, glee, and pride, and open doors for the ones who are choosing not to ascend. Those who still walk in their chaos, exes, old friends, old partners, old whatever, you know who they are. You can no longer hold their hands. The ascension does require a letting go. Now, if you have children, you can clearly see you haven't ascended. That's bad on you, because you are the guide. You are supposed to be helping them. If there are those within your family that you really truly feel can manage, can truly handle the soul ascension, then yes, continue to offer assistance, but not if it's impacting you in a bad way. Those you can clearly see who have caused harm, damage, chaos, the exes, the old friends, the haters, the dark ones. You don't get to hold their hands. They don't get to see anything anymore. It's darkness for them. They've chosen static energy. All their choice. Let's move on. Masculine. Let's see what's going on with you. I feel different cards for you. Ooh, I will also do 3 questions at the end. 3 yes or no questions at the end of this. But let's see what's going on with you, masculine, at this time. Move in silence swiftly is what I heard. Swiftly. I hear a song. I want it all. I want it now. I want it all. I want it quickly. Patience. What's going on with the masculine? Okay, masculine. So you might have expected a miracle. You might have expected someone to perform a miracle or act in a certain way that would have been truly a miracle. The problem is the miracle is ego. The miracle is ego creation. It's not divine miracle type stuff. This feels different. Ooh. Okay. Masculine. There's someone you need to stop the repetition with. Ooh. There's an ending that has to be accepted. It's a situation that in the past has made you crazy. I don't know if you see it that way, but that's what it did. Could be an ex, this could be an old group of people who had an influence in your life. This could have had a financial influence, and they smiled in your face and stuck you in your back. You might have expected someone to do the right thing, treat you with fairness. I also get a sense of a business dealing. Could be something creative. But they always had it out for you. Like, and I don't mean like push you over a bridge or nothing, but like okay, it's like getting involved with someone who is a con artist. But in a nice way, so nice that they might have offered you or promised you the world. And they might have presented themselves as loving, caring, compassionate. I keep hearing partner. They might have promised partnership or some type of guaranteed connection you could count on. Oof. But the only thing they brought was subtraction. It was a hard lesson to learn. To me, I saw an image of somebody signing a contract, right? And not really reading that contract, nor having a lawyer look at it. Just saying. But it's like signing a contract, not thinking, okay, like, so your favorite artist or your favorite celebrity wants you to sign with their label. And you're like, oh my God, I'm such a big fan. Well, you don't say it like that. But you're like, wow, I'm a big fan. And I want to be just like that person. So yes, I'll sign the contract, and you never look at it. That motherfucking contract was wavy as fuck. Right? And so there's a major lesson that comes out of it because you lose time. As things become unraveled, you discover that person not only did not have your best interest at heart, but they ain't even like you to ask you to sign or get involved with something so time-consuming, so restrictive, so wavy. It was over before it got started, and it was bad programming. Bad programming based on desire. How bad do you want it? I hear, who's that? I think it's Tupac. I think. I'm not the biggest rap enthusiast. Oh my God. I think it's Tupac. How do you want it? How does it feel? Growing up as a beep in a cash game. Living in a fast lane. I'm for real. So somebody brought you into a situation where they could contain you. Or hoping you would go along with everybody else who did it. And the drug what they gain out of it is to be able to use your emotion. At the bottom, creative activity. So this can be a situation where somebody wanted to use you on a creative level. Like, okay, I'll make you a famous rapper, sign this contract, and now let me see all your lyrics. You're a part of the team, don't worry about it. You're going to rap all this great stuff, and you'll be great. What you learned from that is how to love yourself. Somebody was banking on your energy, banking on your intellect, banking on your skill, banking on your what's a way to say it? Like your future projections, like your gift. Okay, I can see you got a gift, but I'm not going to let you advance truly further than me, duh. So give me all your song lyrics, and then we'll make sure they're protected. We just want to see your gift. Don't worry about it, right? Give me all your rap lyrics. Okay, cool, 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 cool. And then you, 2 weeks later, hear somebody else super famous rapping your lyrics, and you're like, what? And out of that chaos, they can extract some type of powerful emotion. And then they cause you to shut down because you go through this extended period of like all the emotions that I could imagine. I'm a creator. I could not imagine like, okay, giving up like all your rap lyrics to this famous rapper, and then like you find out they're using your stuff, and you're like, oh my god. I don't know why. It looks like the video is flipping a little bit. It's weird. Okay. Hopefully the video's okay. Okay. So it feels like it's like it causes you to go into a silent place where you're not functional. You're not as creative. You're not as outgoing as you once were. And that's done on purpose. Wow. And so you do have to learn how to let go, how to release the anger, the bad energy that was a part of it. You have to believe that others, no matter how good they look or sound, don't always have your best interest at heart. And it costs you time to get over it while trying to balance hatred. Wow. And this I would call learning true balance between the light and the dark, between the peace and the chaos. It's almost like, I could fuck some shit up. I really, really could. But I'm not going to. Look. And that, let me turn that right, is the God within self. That's choosing it. And out of that comes impressive levels of success. It's experiencing the higher self. It's learning that it's some bullshit so that you know what the good shit looks like when it's coming your way, or how to make the good stuff for yourself. It's realizing the intention of those who always had it out for you and everybody else they could come across. It's realizing something that it wasn't done just to you. It's an opportunity to create a better path for yourself and others too. Ooh, guys, okay, masculine. You have a story to tell. At the bottom, secrets. And confusion, desire. So how somebody can use your gift or your desire to be out there to share your gift, how somebody could take that and then confuse you with it. Ooh, the story of the sleepwalkers. You had to experience the scam artists, the cheaters, the thieves, the ones who ate up your precious time. You had to experience that. You had to go through the lessons and the confusion so that you know the next level, so that you want, desire ascension. It's putting you in a place where you have to choose the self. And you had to see the dark to see the light. You have to choose yourself. This has to happen. If you ain't doing it now, that's what you need to be doing. Look, sacrifice of the self here, right? But this is showing to me in reverse. Okay? So it's time to make different choices, and you no longer have to be the sacrifice. That's not the work. You are to experience it on some levels, recognize it, and then say, no, I am not going to stand on this escalator that ain't moving with all of you clowns. You made that choice. Y'all are making this choice. I understand the level up is a quiet one. It's a loner level. It really is. Not forever, but the ascension going up. The escalator can't hold. How often on an escalator do you see two people standing right next to each other on the same step? Rarely, unless it's like a parent and a child. But two grown-ass adults don't usually stand on the same step. They don't. Look at that. So the higher self has to be aware of itself, themselves, by experience. And one of the ways you're aware of yourself is experiencing what you are not, who you are not. What you have to experience are the cheaters and scammers who think everybody will go for their games. What you have to experience is getting smashed and then knowing how to pass on that. Like, you know what? I got smashed. It doesn't mean I have to pass it on to others. That experience was for you. It's not necessarily for you to impress that upon others. Sometimes it's meant to experience it, purge it, make sure you're not replicating it, like silence. And you have to be quiet and let them. And you gotta be quiet because the escalator going up, everybody ain't talking to each other. That's weird. That's weird. Unless you're the kind of person who goes to the mall, gets on an escalator, and starts chatting with people you don't even know. They're going through their own experiences. Although we are all going up to the next level. Everybody's on that escalator that's moving, right? Doesn't mean you get to strike up conversations with them. It's probably a little more comfortable once you've gotten off the escalator and you're standing around looking for some place to eat or wherever the food court is, right? Mm-hmm. So don't be bothered if you had to go into a place of silence or you feel drawn to silent spaces. It's giving your haters a little bit of time to enjoy the view from the non-moving escalator. I feel like I need to give you a couple of cards for angel advice too. Okay, masculine. Angel advice for the masculines. Right. Energy, magic, evil karma. And this is shut the fuck up. Shut your fucking mouth. Effect. Plant seeds of silence to grow confusion. And this isn't the cause and effect. This is the reversal of that. Okay. No more emotional choices at this time. If you are creative, get to creating. Because if you got any sour feelings or feelings of like people are doing you wrong and all that stuff, that's supposed to go into your creativity. That's fuel. Okay? It's fuel. Okay? So no more emotional choices, right? No more giving to those who can clearly see that you are a one-person operation. You have the gifts unto yourself. They've made use of them. They've gained off of them financially, emotionally. Some have lived vicariously through your gifts. And so getting on that escalator that's moving upward, you leave those others a path to their own karma. Okay? And so a separation does have to happen. It needs to happen quietly. Do your thing. You got the vision. You move upwards to manifest your rewards. Ooh. You no longer need to sit around trying to figure out who loves you, who's got your back. It's been you all along. Through others interacting with you, they will learn the potential for strengthening the self. That doesn't mean they're all going to do it, though. Sometimes they only get to see the effect or the potential. And then in the next lifetime, you heard what I said, then in the next lifetime, they get to experience it for themselves, within themselves. Those who are not on the moving escalator, they may be sitting there for the rest of the lifetime. That's another reason you kind of have to go away in silence. Okay? So at this time, you should be realizing, manifesting your goals, choosing quieter, sane environments. There's an old process. It's over. You can write about it. You can make music to it. You can punch bags to it. Whatever it is you do that gets your mind off of it, pour that energy into that. And that's how you get to your own alignment. Look at that. Look at 33. And that's higher knowledge of self. And you acquire that by realizing the lower selves in others and how they create the higher, the lower self becoming or moving and functioning as a higher self within you. Angelic endurance. Whew. There's this letting go that really does have to happen, masculine. The endurance isn't in watching and waiting for others to move the way you think they should move. The endurance comes when you do what you're supposed to do. Not watching, waiting, and wishing for others to move and act a certain way. What that does truly is weaken your own will. It puts you on that stairwell that's not moving. And so at this time, there is a defining of the self, a reality check, a realization that you're not like the others or that you are like the others. And if you are like the others, attempting to get on the escalator going up won't work. Can't work. You're not aware of ascension. You're only aware of the chaos around you. Right? You're only aware of the chaos around you. And therefore you can only manifest more of what you are aware of. Desiring other people to do right by you or act a certain way that may not be a part of their experience to bend to your will or to bend to your impressions. It's not how it works. So we get 666s. You have options. And so stay in that awareness. For those who are sitting on the non-moving staircase, the ability to choose heaven or hell has been taken away from them. And like I said earlier, when the escalator does get started up on that other side that's not moving, it won't be going up, it'll be going down. Okay? So, if you find yourself still stuck on that other escalator, you must cleanse your area, cleanse what it is that you see that is got you stuck on that non-moving escalator. You have to choose the higher self. You have to end focusing on others and what they should be doing. You have to be focused on your own path. That's when you see your path. And your path isn't one where you can create behavior or desired results in others. Some of you have to remove objects and imagery from your environment in order to begin seeing your path. Some of you have to remove spellbound energy where you may have bad focus on someone for the wrong reasons. It's magical distortion. It can be viewed. It can be assumed. It can be just what you chose to focus on. Whatever it is, those who are stuck on the non-moving escalator, that choice has been taken from them. And so their fixed focus is the fixed focus until death. The end. The ability to close the cycle is no longer a choice they have. So if you find yourself stuck on that escalator that ain't moving and you're watching other people ascend, you may be stuck there. In order to unstick, one must experience and desire healing. One must experience and desire the higher self. They must see. They must have a different vision for themselves that doesn't include inflicting bad will, inflicting their will upon the others. Now, I hope this ain't nobody in here, but this is stalker energy, this is fixed focus energy. This is someone pretending to be anyone but themselves. They're a walking contradiction. And so what they choose, blindness. What they choose is suffering. What they choose is the creation, what is created in their head. They may have experienced higher levels of awareness. They did get that in this lifetime. And it may have come through you, masculine. They may have experienced it also in childhood. So this is someone who's aware of higher knowledge, but they choose to be blind. They choose darkness. And so back to zero they go. And at the zero, chosen blindness, chosen darkness, chosen cycles, chosen repetition, choosing the hamster wheel. There's nothing new about that. There's no blessing in that. There's no love. There's only pain and distortion, blocked feelings. So, masculine energies, know your worth, know your truth. Do valuable things with your time and your energy. You don't get a do-over on that. And so this is being aware of the ego of self. Being aware of the ego and what it can attract to you going forward. It is bad energy. And for those who have people who are stuck on them steps and you're ascending and you're aware of it, you don't get to help them. Like literally you have to be willing to let go. Because if you don't let go and you choose to want to help, you go back down that escalator. Ooh. You can either be the empathic, sensitive one and get the higher data, or you can be the ruthless, unstoppable one. Nonetheless, there's energy output that does need to be dealt with in order to truly experience the ascension, getting to your higher data, your riches, your wealth, your gifts. For those who are sitting on the steps, though, who have caused you harm or chaos, masculine, they have karma in progress. This is another reason not to reach back and help, because that'll be your karma. Whatever lessons they're about to endure, they can be your lessons too. So be aware of that shit. Let's get to the 3 questions. For whoever needs it, consider your yes or no question. I will put the cards out. All right. If you've never seen this before, I put down 3 decks. You choose which deck resonates with you the most. And let's see if your yes or no answer is here. For the collective, yes or no. Okay. Stack 1. Okay, 1, 2, and 3. Select the deck that catches your attention and make sure you're asking one yes or no question, not a yes or no with a million moving parts. I'll give you a moment to consider. All right, hopefully you've had a moment to consider your yes or no question. Let's see what the answers are. Did you choose deck 1? Oh, that is a group no. That is no on from multiple people. This could be something others I've already said no to or don't want you to do. This is bad health. No on that one. So, no could be unhealthy. Did you choose deck 2? Ooh. Okay, hold on. That's in reverse. So your question may be about someone cheating or doing bad to you, or the belief that someone's doing you wrong or holding secrets, wanting them revealed. I get a no. You may think it's a yes, it may look like a yes, may feel like a yes, but there's a no. And the no could be in your perception, how you see things, old healing that you haven't resolved. Be aware of calling bad action or be aware of manifesting what you think it is. Yeah. Be aware of, yeah, okay. If this is about relations, love affairs, or any of that jazz, be aware of carrying old baggage into this situation where you think everybody's doing you wrong. If these are thoughts that are just sitting there because you haven't resolved it. So you need to decide. You have choices, you have options, but there's a no. I just also heard it's not what you think it is. Okay, did you choose deck 3? Well, that's a no in 2 directions. I'm just curious what's back here. Ooh, it's a no in two directions, and it's around static energy, actions not being taken. I don't know why I hear an old song, Do the Right Thing. Do the Right Thing. It's from an old Spike Lee movie. Okay, well, I hope that was helpful. If you enjoyed this reading, like, comment, subscribe so you don't miss a thing in the future. Right? I do hope this was helpful for whoever needed it. Okay? And remember, if you are on that escalator going upward, onward, above, and beyond, you can't stress the other ones, okay? Because you are well. See you next time. Bye.